Alright, we're on Genesis 19. Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed. The two angels arrived at Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city when he saw them. He got up to meet them and bowed down with his face to the ground. My lords, he said, please turn aside to your servant's house. You can wash your feet and spend the night, and then go on your way early in the morning. No, they answered, we will spend the night in the square. But he insisted so strongly that they did go with him and entered his house. He prepared a meal for them, baked bread without yeast, which means flat bread, not the kind of bread we're used to. You can just look up flat bread and you'll see. And they ate. Before they had gone to bed, all the men from every part of the city of Sodom, both young and old, surrounded the house. They called to Lot, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us so that we can have sex with them. Lot went outside to meet them and shut the door behind him and said, No, my friends, do not do this wicked thing. Look, I have two daughters who have never slept with a man. Let me bring them out to you, and you can do what you like with them. But do not do anything to these men, for they have come under the protection of my roof. His daughters don't expect protection from him? That's sickening. Yeah, but why are these men trying to fuck men? What, like go find your own, go to a bar. Get out of our way, they replied, and they said, this fellow came here as an alien, and now he wants to play the judge. We'll treat you worse than them. They kept bringing pressure on Lot and moved forward to break down the door. But the men inside reached out and pulled Lot back into the house and shut the door. Then they struck the men who were at the door of the house, young and old, with blindness, so they could not find the door. The two men said to Lot, do you have anyone else here, sons-in-law, sons or daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here, because we are going to destroy this place. The outcry of the Lord against its people is so great that he has sent us to destroy it. So Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-laws who were pledged to marry his daughters. He said, hurry and get out of this place, because the Lord is about to destroy the city. But the sons-in-laws thought he was joking. With the coming dawn, it sounds to me like he didn't like his sons-in-laws, and he didn't actually tell them, and then he destroyed the city and let them die and burn in the city. But maybe I'm wrong. That was just a spur-of-the-moment guess. Uh, urged Lot, saying, hurry, take your wife and your daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished. When he hesitated, the men grasped his hand and his hand of his wife and his two daughters, and led them safely out of the city, for the Lord was merciful to them. As soon as they had brought them out, one of them said, flee for your lives. Do not look back, and do not stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountain, and we will be swept, or you will be swept away. But Lot said to them, no, my lords, please, your servant has found favor in your eyes, and you have shown great kindness to me in sparing my life. But I can't flee to the mountains. This disaster will overtake me, and I'll die. Look, there is a town near enough to run to, and it is small. Let me flee to it, and it is very small, isn't it? Then my life will be spared. He said to them, very well, I will grant this request too. I will not overthrow the town you speak of, but flee there quickly, because I cannot do anything until you reach it. That is why the town is called Zor. By the time Lot reached Zor, the sun had risen over the land. Then the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah from the Lord out of the heavens. Thus he overthrew these cities, the entire plain, including all of those living in the cities, and also the vegetation in the land. But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. This is actually a pretty popular known story. The wife looking back and becoming a pillar of salt. There's a lot of imagery in the Bible and stuff about it. Like if you buy a Bible that has drawings and stuff, they'll show you a drawing of her as a pillar of salt. Early the next morning, Abraham got, and actually you can still go visit that lake, and there are human-sized pillars of salt, and they naturally form according to geology theories, but But the biblical enthusiasts like to believe that it is the people that turned when God told them not to. Early the next morning Abraham got up and returned to the place where he had stood before the Lord. He looked down towards Sodom and Gomorrah, toward the land of the plain. He saw the dense smoke rising from the land like smoke from a furnace. So when God destroyed the cities of the plain, he remembered Abraham, and he brought Lot out of the catastrophe that through the cities where Lot had lived. This is a subtitle, Lot and his daughters. Lot and his 2 daughters left Zoar and settled in the mountains, for he was afraid to stay in Zoar. He went to his daughters, lived in a cave. One day the older daughter said to the younger, "Our father is old, and there is no man around here to lie with us, as is the custom all over the earth. Let's get our father to drink wine, and then lie with him to preserve our family line through our father." That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went and lay with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. The next day the older daughters say to the younger daughter, "Last night I lay with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight, and you go in and lie with him, so we can preserve our family line through our father." So they got their father to drink wine that night also, and the younger daughter went and lay with him again. He was not aware if it was she lay down or she was not. He was not aware when she lay down or when she got up. So both Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. The older daughter had a son, and she named him Moab, the father of the Moabites. Today, the younger daughter also had a son. She named him Ben-Ami. He is father of the Ammonites of today. And that's the end of chapter 19. Some sick, fucked up, ancestral shit. If they wouldn't have slept with their father, I'm only... See that little... hold on. I'm only this far in the book. Alright, this top part. If they hadn't slept with their dad, I'm pretty sure the rest of this book would have never happened. And from what I read it when I was about 14, so maybe I'm forgetting some things, but some pretty bad stuff happened. They should have never slept with their father. They should have ended their bloodline. And maybe the world would be a better place. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I can't say. I'm just saying that book, there's some good in that book. There's some good stories. But most of the time the good stories are good because they teach you not to do things like that. The Bible is not a good book that teaches you good stories of things to do. It is a book that teaches you stories of things not to do. It's a don't do this book. That's the way it teaches you. I'm sorry for getting like that. I'll actually explain the pieces of the book as it comes about, and instead of just going on rants like this. I don't like doing this. I'm sorry, and I'll end this video here.